Welcome to Green is Good, raising awareness of each individual's impact on the environment and helping to create a more beautiful and sustainable world. Now, here's John Shigarian, Chairman and CEO of Electronic Recyclers International, and Mike Brady.
Hey, welcome back to Green is Good. And Mike, it's a beautiful day here in the Central Valley, and it's great just to be with you in here in studio at Green is Good.
It's always a good time, John. And, you know, the thing that is so cool about the show is we get together every week and have some fun, and we get to educate, entertain, and empower our audience about the whole green movement. I mean, who knew that we could save so much money, save time, have some fun doing it? Oh, and as a bonus, maybe change things environmentally for the better?
Oh, it's just, you know, last night I was watching CNBC, and today they were going to have a whole special on exactly what you and I talk about every week on sustainability. And they went through the three basic major terms of sustainability. Mike, why don't you share with our listeners?
Are those the three Ps?
The three Ps.
Okay, it is people, planet, and profit.
And they said they're going to start a whole story today and a whole series on the sustainability movement in the United States and what it means to big business.
Well, you know, and that's really the thing, because big business is the engine that drives our economy.
Right.
And consumerism is a big factor. So each of those two seemingly separate and disparate components taken together, that is the entire economic picture. You got to have somebody producing, you have to have somebody consuming.
That's right. That's right.
For both ends, I mean, to be able to, for business to make a profit, that's why they're in business, or consumers to be able to get something of value for their money and save some money at the same time without sacrificing quality.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And, you know, we've already taped many shows that have aired, Mike, and, you know I want our listeners to go back and listen to these shows. They're both on KRDU1130.com and also on electronicrecyclers.com. Our listeners can go and listen to all of our shows.
Yep, they're all available as a podcast, and this is the kind of thing that you want to do. You want to, once you listen to some of the past shows, if you're a new listener, you think, man, these guys are onto something. Well, I didn't know that. That was a lot of fun.
I get that all the time. I get a lot of people saying, hey, they're learning so much from our show, and they're changing some of their practices and procedures, and just small changes in their life, Mike, as you always say, could add up to making a big difference.
Yeah, if everybody makes small changes, and these are things that you find that, well, that was easy, and you know what? That's made my life better. But if we all make small changes, those small changes done in a global mass fashion can really be powerful.
Oh, yeah. And you know, Mike, some people have written about us online and on the blogs and stuff like that. And we've had over 350 people write to us through our website or our email and ask to be on the show they think they are actually part of the green or sustainability movement. And it's fascinating to see how many new businesses are sprouting up or how many old businesses are changing their ways to actually embrace the green movement, change the paradigm, and now help create a better, cleaner, safer world.
And you know, that's amazing too, John, because as you mentioned it, there are new businesses that are springing up that are environmentally focused. And that's what it's about, the sustainability movement. There are businesses that are not new businesses themselves. I mean, the concept, for example, we're talking to our buddy Mike Parisi from Pizza Fusion.
Right.
There's nothing new about pizza.
No.
There is nothing new about pizza restaurants.
That's right.
But there is a lot of new stuff about Pizza Fusion.
That's right. And one of the things that's really cool, when you walk into Pizza Fusion and you're walking towards the back of the restaurant, there's a little window back there. And in that window is this blue fluffy stuff.
You know, I noticed that when I took my wife. We went over and we had like an early date, early in the week.
Okay, now tell the truth. Did you know what it was before you read what it was?
No.
Okay, and neither did I.
No.
And it was really cool. It was using something that you and I have worn for many years.
And, you know, I still wear, basically, it's my uniform. Yeah.
And I love wearing jeans also. It was recycled denim, cotton, blue jeans.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, you think about it, you may be wearing a pair of your favorite jeans right now. You know, it's a weekend and you're just kicking around the house. Maybe that's what the kind of work you do, you're able to wear jeans every day. Nothing more comfortable than good old cotton denim. But the use to which it's been put in a new life is just amazing.
And it's instead of going to landfills and clogging up landfills, Now it's being used for insulation.
Insulation, yeah. And an entire restaurant, which is very because when Marina and I went,
right,
that particular afternoon is when we had that an early heat wave,
right,
and it was triple digits, and we walked inside. They weren't running the air conditioning all that much. It was just very comfortable, and I was thinking, I was telling my wife, because we talked about it before. I said, you know what is really cool? It's the insulation. Come here, you got to see this. She said, are you kidding me? Those used to be blue jeans? Absolutely.
And it's done here in the United States, and we're lucky today, Mike. Mm-hmm. We have the guy who runs the company that makes this recycled insulation out of blue jeans.
You're kidding me. You got the guy that started this whole thing?
I don't think he started. I think his pops did, and he's going to tell us the story. But he's taken what his pops started, and he's now running it into this whole green revolution, and I think he sees blue skies in front of him.
Blue skies. Well said. Blue skies, blue jeans. Let's get him on the phone.
Let's get him on. Today we're honored to have Todd Kean with us in studio. He's actually on the phone. Todd is the son of the founder of Bonded Logic, and Bonded Logic is the company that makes the recycled blue jeans that we saw, that Mike and I saw over at Pizza Fusion. Todd, welcome to Green is Good today.
Hello, gentlemen. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Todd, why don't you start from the beginning? Tell us, how did you guys get in this business? How did you come into running Bonded Logic? And how did the story go? Give us the little family background on how this whole thing started.
Sure, I'd love to. Well, our family's always been involved in the green movement and recycling efforts, and actually my father was a pioneer for his time. He operated some, out of state, some landfill operations and some composting operations, and actually found a very valuable resource in old print. He built a cellulose insulation facility down here in Arizona, and when I got involved, we started looking at thermally stabilizing cellulose or old newspapers for insulation, and that led us into other types of fiber, textile fiber waste.
Well, wait a second. Stop for a second, Todd. I don't mean to interrupt you, but Bonded Logic, so your dad started Bonded Logic?
Well, no, Bonded Logic, he had another company by the name of United Fibers, and then I came in and really started Bonded Logic.
When did you come in?
That would have been in about 94.
94, so about 14 or 15 years ago.
That is correct.
Gotcha. And then you created Bonded Logic with your Pops technologies, and you added on to that.
That's exactly right.
Got it. Go on. Keep going. I'm sorry.
And then so what happened is once we started the research on stabilizing the old ground-up newspapers, we found a very, very good source of fiber in denim. It's a very durable, tough fiber. And so that's kind of, in a nutshell, that's where we kind of got the direction from my father's background in fire retardancies, grinding of paper, and then we kind of moved it into the denim world.
Gotcha. So where are we today? Where your company, Bonded Logic, bondedlogic.com, is now the leading company in recycled denim jeans?
Yes. To our knowledge, we're the only company. There's a lot of different disciplines that need to be brought under one roof to be able to produce this material, and right now we're the only one we're aware of, not only in the United States but in the world doing this.
In the world. Mike, how do you like that?
Well, I tell you, it's just amazing because really when we talk about it, before we brought you on, we're talking about the fact that anybody and everybody has at least one pair of jeans, or so it would seem. I mean, I live in jeans all the time. Well, in the summer, of course, go to shorts, but even have jean shorts. So that is a fabric that has just really become, if you'll pardon the pun, part of the fabric of our day-to-day experience. And everybody knows about jeans reaching the end of their life. I mean, a little tear here and there, that gives the jeans personality. But let's face it, there comes a time in every pair of jeans' life when, we got to get rid of them. We can't wear them anymore.
Right? Yeah. No. Hey, Todd, what's the deal here? We just saw it here in Fresno, California, and Mike and I read and talk and see a lot of things. How big can this thing be? We saw it in Pizza Fusion. Who else are you selling your product to? And what's your dream of how big you could take this?
Well, we have a family of different products that we manufacture here. Ultra Touch is the brand name, and that's the traditional wall insulation that you'd see down at any home building store.
And it's made from recycled blue jeans, are the jeans that we have on right now.
Well, that needs to be clarified. Right now, we are utilizing about 300 tons a month, and it's roughly, that would equate out to about 400,000 pairs of jeans per month in our process, but that is post-industrial material.
Okay.
We do post-consumer programs, and we can touch base on that, but where I get the bulk, the lion's share of my raw material are from the manufacturers of jeans. Each pair of jeans that's made, there's about a 6 to 8% by weight waste factor when they're cutting it, and the hips and the cuffs and all that. That scrap material we divert from the landfill waste stream and then bring it into our process. So it's post-industrial fiber, not the jeans that you and I are wearing.
Okay. All right.
But we do, and currently I'm working on a world record with National Geographic Kids for a post-consumer collection, and we've done this for years now. We're going for this month. I think we're up to about 17,000 pairs right now that are post-consumer old jeans.
Right.
They will be processed, shredded, and then ultimately we donate to the Habitat for Humanity, still the Gulf Coast region, the area down there.
Wow.
So you don't recycle those, you just get them to other users.
We're doing a national collection, and then they go to a shredder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The material is shredded, and then it's brought to my facility.
Gotcha. So will the jeans that people wear one day go into your Ultra Touch and other of your products?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, wait, gotcha.
Absolutely.
And how, if people want to get involved with your National Geographic promotion, how do they? Is it all just through your website, bondedlogic.com?
Yes, or nationalgeographickids.com.
Gotcha.
Or accesscotton.com, and that's a Cotton Incorporated group.
Yeah, we're going to get to a couple of issues here, but the blue jeans come to you. They go into the Ultra Touch. We're going to go to a commercial break in a second, Todd, and I want you to think about this. Why Ultra Touch over traditional insulation, and why is Ultra Touch the product of the future? I want you to come back and share that with our listeners, and then tell our listeners how they could access Ultra Touch in their residential or commercial building applications.
Sounds great.
Little green is good. More is even better. Now, back to Green is Good with John Shigarian and Mike Brady.
Welcome back to Green is Good, and today we've got Todd Kean from Bonded Logic on the line, and we're so honored that you're here with us today, Todd, on the line. Thank you so much, and you're a great example of why really green and blue is good.
Right.
And guess what? Green and blue are our two favorite colors anyway here, because it's the colors of the earth, and we're really so thankful for your time today. Your story is just an amazing one. Why don't you let's go back to the questions I asked before the break. Why don't you help us with those? Why is your Ultra Touch product so superior to whatever used to be used as insulation, both for heat and cooling and also sound? And tell us where you could take this in the future and other applications you have for it.
Sure, absolutely. Well, what our product, there's two main properties of our product when you're choosing a home insulation, and a lot of people think of insulation as just heating and cooling and the thermal properties of the insulation, which is very important. On a thermal performance, we are equal to, let's say, the traditional types of insulation. So on the different R values, we're going to be pretty much the same as the other materials out there in the marketplace. Where you're going to see a very big difference in our product is the acoustical performance. We see a 30 to 50% higher rating in different acoustical ratings, the NRCs and the STCs. And then you've got the whole sustainable feature. Now, if anybody's familiar with doing a home insulation product, there's a lot of negative health connotations associated with that. There's itch, there's particulates. Our product is very safe. The indoor air quality is outstanding. It's easy to handle. We're not required to carry a warning label on our product like other competing products. It's a rapidly renewable resource. It's cotton based. There's no off gassing. There's no VOCs. Any additives we do put in are very friendly, user friendly. They're non-toxic. Our actual fire retardants that we use are boron based, and boron is a mineral that is mined out of California, It has the toxicity less than traditional table salt. So everything we put in there is a very, very safe, high-performing product to come out with a premium product.
You know, while you're talking about this, Todd, I'm just sitting here thinking about all the time that I've worked with different kinds of insulation, especially when you mentioned itch. I mean, everybody I'm sure that's ever done it is thinking, okay, there's pink fiberglass, right? Wow, not fun. But you're talking about there's no VOCs, no volatile organic compounds in there. You don't have to worry about toxicity from anything, really. It's like, wow, why would anybody use anything other than recycled denim?
A lot of people say it's just like, wrapping your house in a big cotton blanket.
So, what other applications do you have in store that you're dreaming of for Ultra Touch or that you're already using? We already saw it in Pizza Fusion. Who are some of your other clients that you could talk about? And then what are the other applications that you're gonna be using it for in the future, Todd?
Well, for the Ultra Touch wall insulation, we've done, a lot of hospitals use our product. We've worked with Kaiser Permanente, Hackensack University Medical Centers. We did the University of Texas hospitals. A lot of universities like to use our materials. We did, I believe, Yale. Once again, we did University of Texas, Lewis and Clark College.
How about for sound? What else? Who are you using it for sound?
Sound is, we specialize in sound, and we do make a high-end acoustical product. A lot of people we spec the fabric. Like, for example, we're using Russell sweatshirt overruns. That would be a gray product. We use khaki pants, and that would be a beige or a desert. So we use socks, T-shirt, and underwear overruns. That's a white product. And a lot of people, it's aesthetically appealing enough where we actually manufacture these in 2x4 and 4x8 sheets. They will literally stick them on the wall. We've worked with, Starbucks, Chipotle, Google, where they actually put these right on the wall for acoustical finishes.
Wow.
We're in high-end appliances. I do a lot of high-end dishwashers, where we actually die cut and fabricate in the innards of these dishwashers to fight the sound. I do automotive. Some of the big automotive guys use ours for their subwoofer cabinets.
So Mike and I are sitting here in a wonderful Clear Channel studio here in the Central Valley in Fresno, California. Have you done it in the music industry or the radio industry?
Absolutely. I believe we did Cirrus, and my customer base goes through distribution. So ultimately, I don't know where every project is, but I know we did the Staples Center out in California.
Holy smoke!
The lake for the acoustics out there.
And what other products are you dreaming of that you can talk about that you're going to use this Ultra Touch or this recycled product for?
Well, another product line that we currently are in is institutional bedding, and that is we make prison beds and we make dormitory beds. And what we do is we take the basic recipe of Ultra Touch and we do some different things and different densities, and we make a bed maybe similar to a futon but much denser, and we ship that out to the prisons, and the prison labor makes the bed. But we do quite a few prison beds made out of the recycled denim as well.
Now, Todd, when the prison workforce makes these beds, are they taking the Ultra Touch, or are they taking that as a loose fabric or a loose insulation, or is it coming, as you said, you make it available in 2x4 blocks, or cut it to various shapes?
This would be delivered to them in truckload quantities, semi-load quantities, and they're traditionally 25 inches wide by 75 inches long by 4 inches thick. So it's a block that goes to the prison system. And
how dense is that block?
Oh, it's 4 pounds per cubic foot, but really it's like a big piece of foam, but it's made out of the blue jean material.
So it's still got the same properties as far as weight as what we've come to be used to. I'm thinking in terms of consumers and insulating their homes, for example, the ease and the transportability, if you will, because it's not so heavy, of traditional fiberglass foam, but you've got identical, if not better, properties for insulation, for thermal insulation, but the acoustic, the soundproofing qualities are so much better.
That's correct.
Wow.
I know, Mike, you had a great question. Why don't you ask Todd what we were talking about during the break?
Yeah, we're talking about how your business developed from your father's business, which was originally taking newspaper cellulose and using a thermal process to recycle that. Was there a big aha moment for you when you thought, blue jeans, denim, that's how we're going to go? How did that process work, Todd?
Well, when we started researching we figured out we could do all this on a laboratory level, and then we started doing the research on the availability of raw materials, and so we started looking at the textile waste stream, and then everybody's got a pair of jeans, and so that means the factories are making a ton of jeans, and so we really needed to find a very large source of raw material, and really the blue jean, the denim is a great durable fiber. It's very tough, durable. It's got great characteristics to it. So really it made sense. Hey, there's a lot of it out there. It's in abundance. We actually did a feasibility study that we would need about 5 of these factories that we have here to even dent the supply stream of denim.
Really? So there was that much in the overrun, and the production of your basic blue jeans or other denim wearable product. You're taking the overrun, so this is pre-consumer, and there was actually that much available.
There's mountains of it.
Wow.
And so you're saving the landfills, so you're preserving the earth that way. Then you're also preserving the health of the people who are in contact with your product.
That's correct. Exactly.
Wow. And you're making money in the process.
We're trying.
So wait a second. This sounds an awful lot, John, like sustainability, because sustainability, as we said at the top of the show, is the 3 Ps, which are
people,
right,
planet,
okay,
and profits.
Todd, you're running a successful business, so I think you got the profit end of it covered. Is that correct?
Sure. Yeah, it's always a challenge, but we've been doing it for 15 years now, so if we weren't making profit, we'd close our doors.
Hey, Todd, how many employees do you have right now?
We have 60 people at this facility in our headquarters in Chandler, Arizona.
And how big do you think this is? I feel like Mike and I are talking to Howard Schultz when he had one coffee location in Seattle, and that once the world hears of this, you're going to become the rock star of the green movement. We're going to ask one day to be on your television show. What's going on? I mean, really, how big is this thing going to get?
Well, we've successfully licensed our technology to another group. We have a licensing facility that's running out of the Midwest, and they make flooring products out of synthetic waste. It's so our technology can take a wide array of fibers. So we've built another facility for flooring products. And then right now we're in current discussions with other groups to put strategically located plants in the United States.
So you are definitely, there's another part of the P, of the 3 Ps, taking care of the planet by keeping all of this stuff out of the trash stream. But people, you're providing jobs. So maybe that's a 4th P, maybe?
Yeah.
Providing
jobs and taking care of the people. How about, Todd, beyond, when Thomas Friedman says the world is flat, what is your vision and outlook look like both to Europe and to, of course, the roaring tiger of Asia?
Well, actually, Europe is very progressive in their recycling efforts, and
sure.
And we are concurrently we're discussing a placement of a plant in the UAE, Europe, and sourcing raw material out of India and China because a lot of the denim is made over there.
Wow! And eventually, you'll be opening up a plant there to handle also the people who are wearing the jeans over there and recycling their materials?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You know what's really amazing, too, is you talked about, I think about really successful people. In fact, we were talking to Tom Pace just a few weeks ago, who is not only the CEO and co-founder of a huge multi-million-dollar company that recycles cell phones, but he's the author of a book called The CEO, The Mentor,
right,
and The Kid. But talking about how when people get very successful, instead of holding things closer to the vest, they tend to share more. And you're licensing your technology and what you've been able to do in denim recycling to other companies so they can take that technology and use it to recycle and build their own business recycling other materials. I think that's just amazing.
That's correct.
Tell us about building the U.S. Green Building Council and being LEED certified. What does LEED certified mean, and how much of the contractors out there and people building commercial and residential, how much are they tapping into your product? And is your product all the rage now with the U.S. Green Building Council and people who are trying to build LEED certified buildings?
Sure, absolutely. The UltraTouch is eligible up to 12 LEED credits. When we built the new facility and we're here, we built it to the LEED building criteria, the Leadership in Energy Environmental Design. We are founding members of the United States Green Building Council, which ironically, this November, the international show will be headquartered in Phoenix, and they have slated our factory for tours.
Wow.
So we're very active in the USGBC movement, local movement, as well as national movement.
And you're a LEED certified product.
That's correct. LEED eligible.
LEED eligible to get credits. And, we also always love to leave our listeners towards the end of our show with tips. And so I saw on your website, again, bondedlogic.com, I saw that there's a tax credit available if they use your product. Why don't you share with our listeners that? Because everyone in this economy wants to save money, Todd.
Absolutely. Right now, there's a tax credit that is out. It's the renewable resource credit. I believe it's up to $1,500, and we do have more information on our website about that. But it's something that the average homeowner should very much take.
So in other words, if they use your product in insulation or adding to their already existing insulation, they'll get a rebate up to $1,500?
That is correct.
That's amazing. Hey, Todd, we're down to the last minute of Green is Good, and first of all, I want to thank you for coming on. Second of all, I want to invite you back. As your company grows, Mike and I would love to have you back. And third of all, I want to tell our listeners to learn more about Todd and his amazing products, especially UltraTouch and the other things that he's doing. You can go find distributors across America on bondedlogic.com. Do you have any final words for our listeners out there, Todd, as we say goodbye today?
No, just a little bit can mean a lot, So if it's sending a pair of jeans into the world record effort or going down and not only buying insulation and putting it in, you get the tax credit, but the future energy consumption of your home might cut your AC bill, your heating bill just a small amount, but over the long haul, that's a big number.
Hey, Mike, Mike, that's going to be our new tagline. A little bit can mean a lot. Hey, Todd, we're honored that you were on today. We're thankful. And everybody, please go to bondedlogic.com and listen to Todd Kean, what he's saying, because Bonded Logic proves again that green is good.